Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Happy holidays, and in a few days we'll be welcoming 2025. I kind of lost the fashion plot this year, and I know most of you do. So whenever I find myself in this kind of turmoil, I oftentimes orbit myself in things that makes me happy. And in fashion, what makes me happy single-handedly are obviously shoes, boots in particular. So before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. So today we are going to be reviewing the most interesting boots of 2024. Well, shoes, in my opinion, is the portal of a lot of style possibilities. My fashion awakening grew up when online fashion is just starting to get traction. I remember when I was young, I became bored with the so-called codified binary dressing. The one thing that allowed me to explore fashion are shoes. Yeah, I used shoes to signal the change that I need. As soon as I included heel boots in my rotation, everything snowballed, everything changed, and here I am now with lots of weird shoes. And today we are going to be talking about the most powerful shoes in 2024, a recap, if you will. So let's start with the most interesting, to me at least, the most interesting element that has been percolating, which is the wader boots. Well, wader boots, among all fashion items today, can be traced back in history. These are used for fishing, gardening, hunting, and the most fun of it all, with its roots coming all the way from 2009 Avant Garde fashion. Many boundary-pushing, modernist fashion houses and fashion labels nowadays are blurring the boundary of boots and pants. But ever since I saw Hood by Air in 2016, led by Shane Oliver, I was obsessed. Anyway, I'm not quite sure why I have this strange penchant for wader boots, considering I'm a short Asian person with short legs. I'd like you to meet the Rick Owens Fall Winter 2012 wedge boots. I think this is the mother of the wader kiss heels that we see now. And yeah, it's a beautiful low wedge boots. It's basically new. And I got this from eBay Australia. The lady who sold it to me was really lovely. And she gave me a hefty amount of discount. She could have given it for free. It's almost free. Now this has a really nice patina and the leather is just super solid. It has that glazed effect, almost like a vintage feel. Although it's made from leather, I think he used stiffer calfskin for this one. So that's the challenge of the boots. Can you hear the sound of leather? Like very, very stiff, and it's now hurting my skin. This is a tubular, extremely thigh-high boots, and it has this elastic reinforcement that expands and also holds the shape and structure of the boots. Yeah, simple, easy. It's very simplistic, but I love that it is super high. I like it when it's at this part. My motivation on buying these boots is that I wanted to emulate the Kanye West Yeezy. That was so powerful for me. I don't even like Kanye West. And also this one has this Margiela coded silhouette. 2016 was the year the Vasalia brothers truly hit home with their unorthodox fashion proposal in long boots design. Fast forward to 2024, them the Vasalia's Balenciaga, he proposed this crazy ass wader heels, which are so beautiful. I hate to admit that I like it, because lately Balenciaga has been failing me. But when I saw these wader boots, this is what I wanted to see with Balenciaga more, and not these types of boots. What I love about the boots is the exaggerated architectural, almost cartoonish silhouette. It's very aligned to the fuck you attitude of Balenciaga. And it looks like a Richard Serra brutalist architecture, right? Last season in 2023, Glenn Martens, one of my favorite designers as well, released this high, grandiose wader boots, which funnily resembles the Balenciaga waders. I believe Glenn was able to expound a portfolio of beautiful and fashion-forward thigh-high boots during his tenure in Y Project. What they do is they distort the fashion codes into something innovative yet realistic in context. Like a perfect example is their latest snap boots. There's another wader boots that I love this season that is from Andreas Kronthaler. Although presented as an object to exude some element of fetishism, the boots are progressive in a way of, bending the rules of menswear. I have this Rick Owens boots that equally looks similar to Andreas Kronthaler's wader boots for Vivienne Westwood. It's just a perfect silhouette builder. The thing with wader boots is that this part here drops down. It slouches too much. The mammothness is just too much to handle. And speaking of wader boots, I have a new boots that I'm gonna show you. This is my Christmas present for myself. Oh my God. Look at that. It's crazy massive. We're in. Ouch. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. Not long ago, I did a review of my partner Loren's latest cop, which is the Bogan boots. But now it's my turn to have the Bogan boots. This is a new acquisition. I don't normally buy new pieces, but the sale is just so hard to resist. And it's my size as well. It's size 39.5. I bought it from my Theresa. And it's a beautiful, beautiful runway piece from, I think this is from the Strobe collection. Strobe collection was one of my favorites because it's like return to form. Strobe was just a magnificent collection, especially for the diehard OG fans. But the shoes is also reminiscent to the OG Jack Anthem boots, which I have. This is from 2012. And comparing this to this Bogan boots, this is just like an infant baby child. What can I say? This is a very beautiful boots. The shape, the size, the silhouette, the construction, the leather, it's 10 out of 10 for me. And look how beautiful the boots are against my usual Rick Owens uniform. Now, wader boots can be quite challenging if you've got a muscly or a fleshy thighs. I don't have fleshy thighs, but look at how it strangulates. And once you experience thigh-high boots, there's no going back. Ankle boots are just for babies. We go to the opposite of the waders, which is the flared boots. Simply, they have a narrow top and a wider bottom. And I know you have encountered this type of boots one way or another. When Rick Owens released his boots in 2009, it didn't really create that virality back in the days. What I meant was he designed that piece to cater for a very niche market. He didn't intend for that design to be explosive as it is now. This goes to show that Rick Owens are so ahead of his time. Fashion is not a competition, but my pant boots are better than yours. This is one of my most magnificent pieces in my collection. They are super beautiful. If this doesn't fulfill my goth fantasy, I don't know what will. Trendy or not, I'm gonna wear this until I die. Fast forward to now, we have every brand doing the so-called double-layered pant boots. When done right, it is painfully beautiful. However, I can sense that some brands are just, riding along the tides of what's in and what's trendy and what's viral. It's sort of like a flex of a faux experimental aesthetic. There's also Attico, which is super, super reminiscent of the Rick Owens Anthem boots that I love, that up until now will never ever be replicated. This season, Rick Owens resuscitated a design dearly beloved to his OG fans. He frenziedly released heaps of this fetish boots this year, but at the moment we have 3 cargo fetish boots. The great thing about these boots is that you don't have to worry about wearing pants because it behaves like pants. It even have pockets. It's great for every day. It's very comfy. It has the body of a sneaker, but with an elevated status of a long boots. This is the fetish boots in the glossy denim fabric, coated denim fabric, which equally competes with the glossiness and the high shine quality of the jacket. Laurent also bought his version. You see the difference? This is Laurent's fetish boots in a more matte denim version. If you're still considering of getting the newer fetish boots, just go do it. Just bite the bullet. Because man, this is from 2018, and man, we're already in 2024 and everyone's pushing this design. So all goes to show that this is gonna be an all-time cult classic favorite. Another type of flared silhouettes are the oblique boots. Oblique is defined as neither parallel nor at right angles. It also means slanting or inclining. Oblique boots are simpler and more silhouette driven. And if you love avant-garde, understand that avant-garde people and avant-garde fashion enjoyers usually loves anything that has a strong silhouette. Among my favorites this season, surprisingly, is from a brand called Coperni. It's called the Bridge Boots. It looks like a 3D printed plastic shoe that's meant to be worn by robots. It's very futuristic, but it's also wearable. Another cool brand from London is Awake Mode. You know, that brand was faithful to the oblique trend. From subtle, we go to more vehement designs, one of which is the hard to ignore, hard to resist Balenciaga knee-high wader boots. Balenciaga may not be my favorite when it comes to clothes, but yes, for the shoes, the lower version is more aggressive in shape. As if the shape is not enough to scare you away, they chose a very pointy, knife-like toe and a piercing stiletto heel. Everything is sharp. There are no curves allowed for these boots. This may be the shoe that will head butts with the popular Balenciaga wader boots. This is the Slash Boots by McQueen. I'm actually in love with it. You know, it juxtaposes the skinny heel with this achingly brutalist acute triangle boots. From the same brand, the Armadillo tall boots is one for the books because the flare or bump creates this very, very hunchback-like silhouette, and I love it. I love that. They are injecting small doses of McQueen in this present collection. It reminded me of my Rick Owens Ellicott boots, because they share the same hunchback silhouette. Wanted to show you how the silhouette is such a game changer. I look like a freaking anime when I wear this. I mean, look at this. It's such a power play of proportion. Experiencing this, it is quite heavy. It is very masculine and it's super, super sexy. Pant boots, misshapen boots, silhouette heavy boots are gonna be so hard in the coming years. Sorry if I mentioned Rick majority of this segment. I feel like Rick is touching all bases in every boot design. For this year, he proposed an oblique model for the thigh-high kiss boots. I think these boots of mine from the archives are the reference of the oblique boots. So these boots may be way back from 2008, but now we are seeing similar silhouettes. And yeah, as you can see, it have this straight line right here, this oblique line right here, delineates the normal silhouette of a boot. Not only in the front, you can also see that there's some sort of ballooning, which resembles the McQueen armadillos. I messaged Tyrone Dillon one time asking if the Rick Owens team will be reimagining or producing this design. I was just like tripping if he's gonna reply. And he did. We can always trust Rick Owens when it comes to silhouette manipulation and silhouette building. When I imagine sneakers are this harmless, bright, sporty, colorful, wearable fashion things. And then Rick Owens come along, he goes into the picture and he creates something. One of them being is the terrifying tractor boots, which is a badass brother of the Fogushing sneaker boots. So this is one of my few newest acquisition. This is pre-owned. As you can see, it's a beautiful sneaker. If I'm gonna wear sneakers, I'm gonna wear crazy sneakers. This has a a really funny oblique shape. It may be simple in form, but the heels and the platform are what make it desirable and different. And I love it so much. It's very spongy. You have this buoyancy of a normal sneaker, and you have this peculiarity of a fashion-forward Avant Garde boot. I'm so happy to add this in my capsule sneaker rotation. But I would suggest getting the new version, which is super, super crazy. Yeah, this focusing boots was reintroduced into a more menacing design, which is named as the Loewe fetish sneakers, which I like. You know, him being the Lord of Darkness. I mean, does he have to explain himself? I have another weird Rick Owens sneakers here that I'm gonna show you. I'm not even gonna lie or pretend, but this look ugly ass. But I like ugly things. Looking at the viewfinder, I think I don't look attractive. This isn't, yeah. But I like the shoes for the reason being that I like challenging sneakers with challenging shapes and silhouette. Now this one, again, has a oblique design. When you wear it, you look like you're stepping on a cone. And this one has a lot of shapes in it. But yeah, very comfortable. I've been wearing them since last year. This is the Mega Turbo Hoof Dunks, which was introduced in menswear 2011-ish. And I love the heel so much. It looks like an animal's hoof. It's just so grotesquely funny. The shapes are just exaggerated, like it was blown up. So I think Rick was so ahead of his time. Like, who would have thought these elements are what people wanted now? Like, everyone wanted something big, something chunky, something cartoonish. And I'm all for it. I'm all for crazy shoes, you know. So the next category are the pant boots. Pant boots are definitely one of the things that were rampantly proposed in fashion lately. I don't really know the inner workings of fashion, but I imagine WGSN, a trend forecasting company, would send a memo to all fashion designers. And of course, these poor designers would follow because they want to be relevant, they want to make money. Imagine this happening every freaking season, and what we get is a series of repetitive designs. When I was researching this topic on what's the best boots in 2024, what are the current trends of 2024, and oh my goodness, for the first few seconds of researching, I was ready to fall asleep. According to Sarah Maurer, in times when reality becomes outrageous and nonsensical, it's only logical that fashion should start to reflect illogically. And today, the most art-adjacent brand, the hottest brand right now, that revels into the world of surrealism is J.W. Anderson's Loewe, and he made a literal pant boots. One design, of course, who perfected this pant boots design is Chitose Abe of Sakai. It harkens back to Margiela's Spring-Summer 2010 collection, featuring these long boots that look like anime robot legs. I respect Sakai's reimagining of the pant boots because it feels genuine to her brand's DNA, which is about hybridized design, avant-garde, highly transformative garments. And I have never seen a collection where the boots are being worn 95%. And if you look closely, it was perfect with tailored trench coats, with whimsical dresses, distressed pieces. Like, oh my God, I mean, repetition is reputation. When I saw the collection, I wanted to be a Sakai girl, which is so very tempting. Another noteworthy pant boot design is from a brand called Melita Baumeister. She is like a love child between Simon Rocha, Rei Kawakubo, and Junya Watanabe. And what we have here are her double layer pants that looks like Rockman shoes. In a way, it's good that these younger brands are trying to retell the avant-garde of the past. Nothing can ever be original anymore, and I don't see it as a marathon or who did it first contest. It's not a contest, to be honest. I imagine human beings, specifically designers, fashion designers, they have this invisible thread that connects them to one another. As human beings, we have the same brain. I think that the purest intention of designers is to spread the codes of fashion to people, and I think that's how fashion survives. Speaking about doing it right, one of my most favorite in this category is Han Kyobenhauen. What single-handedly inspired me to make this video is the boots. When I saw the boots by Han Kyobenhauen, I was blown away. Founded in 2008, the OG fans were truly happy that Yannick, who is a creative director, is going back to the brand's roots. According to the creative director, it's about bringing those broad and artistic strokes into everyday language. And it just looks so menacing and creepy and avant-garde at its finest. This is not for everyone, but understand that I love, love, love anything that is dark. This August, the power boots came back in a more resounding formula with the slouchy and padded boot pants. You know, the boots are nothing that I've seen before. In the shaft, they've employed this kind of wiring, which created a very futuristic touch to the boots. Let's try to veer away from the long boots. Another strong trend that I've been seeing in boots lately, the bag boots. These are the boots that features a capaciously cylindrical shape. Mad props for Awake Mode for creating a fresher rendition of these truncated boots with the addition of cargo pockets and zips. Balenciaga, again, are the key brand that proposes quite well with their highly decorative and highly conspicuous Kagoli boots that look more of a bag than boots. We have been experiencing this design for the past couple of years. The paper bag shoes. Of course, we have seen this before in Margiela. Oftentimes, avant-garde and surrealism overlap in fashion. Loewe did a cute version though in fall 2022. Every look is a fabulous moment of experimentation. And not long ago, Abra, a brand by Abraham Ortuno Perez, which is a Spanish brand, a Spanish designer, delighted us with a hyper-surrealist bag boots. Like literally, it's a paper bag as boots. His portfolio in footwear is impressive. He once collaborated with J.W. Anderson and Jack Moose. It's a poetic tale of us literally stepping on bags and bags of things that turns into trash. It leaves us with a question, is fashion trashy? Or is anything trashy fashion? Now it's time to get serious. Enough with the surrealistic shit. Equal parts elegant, macabre, rebellious, and fantastic. Alexander McQueen's is a sensational iteration. I love McQueen's version because it's quiet. And they also did a veil version, which is a soft reinterpretation of his iconic Widows of Culloden in 2008. In 2017, under Galliano's directorship, the bag boots were reintroduced, and it was one of the most beautiful reimagination of the tabby boots. I'm trying my best to distance myself with tabbies because it has become so used and so noisy. What I got here is something more special. The silhouette and the structure of the boots is very resounding and trendy at the moment. Every brand is doing their own version, but Margiela will always be on top of mind when it comes to conceptual shoes. I'm not quite sure, but I think these boots are from Spring-Summer 2017. Spring-Summer 2017 Couture. Now this one is not a tabby boots, thankfully. Tabby boots are not the only Margiela shoes. If you want to explore Margiela, there's heaps of amazing Margiela shoes in the pre-owned market. The silhouette harkens back from the Fall-Winter 2010 collection. This is a yellow lambskin leather, and it's got the softest leather. As you can see, I bought this as well from Yahoo Japan for a really good price. And when I received this, I know in my heart that this is super tight. Like this is for an infant, basically. It even have tags inside, like literally. The thing with this boots is it looks like it's not gonna hold your feet because it's so soft. It's not much support. But inside, I wish you could see it, but inside, I think it's an inbuilt court shoe, which makes it more tighter and which makes it more painful for me. But yeah, that's the inner workings of the shoes. It's a genius design, very dainty, delicate, cheeky, avant-garde, surreal. I was even ready to use this as a bag because I know it will just be brutal on my toes and feet. So a bag for me and a bag for Laurent. The only thing with wearing bag boots is that they literally make your feet look baggier. But how cute, right? Inspired by my love for Margiela, I got this, and I just love the juxtaposition of the chunky upper versus the super skinny heel, probably because of how cartoonish it makes the feet look like. I would never think this day would come that I'll own a yellow shoes that is outside the Venn diagram of my style. Now we go to conceptual boots.
Well, hello there. Time to put them on.
I mean, Sean can design the craziest rehash and throwbacks of McQueen, but I'm so sorry. There's only gonna be one McQueen. I like the way he introduced, again, the horse boots, which I feel was an answer for the tabby boots and an answer to the crazy surrealistic shoes from haute couture houses like Schiaparelli and Loewe. Probably one of the best boots in this category that shook the internet is Straight UK's collaboration with Rick Owens. So for this collection, Rick allowed the young Cal to integrate his DNA onto the Porterville collection. Cal, or Straight UK, started doing these inflatable garments 6 years ago. He's always trying to make them more extreme. And now they're selling the boots for this much. The silhouette without the inflated element is a recalling of the OG Rick Owens design. I have this obsession as well with collecting they call it the peak boots from the Cross collection. It has this avocado-like texture. And honestly, I couldn't think of any designer back in the days who would be brave enough to defy the law of silhouette in boots. Like, only Rick Owens have the balls to do this. I love this peak detail so much. It's mainly like a flare detail that when you wear it, it has this frozen in time effect that the shoes seem like it was being blown in the wind. It's very, very enigmatic and mysterious. And I just love it when it's slouched down or you've stretched out. It's just a silhouette game changer. I'd rather buy this next boots, the Rhino Cargo Flares, which is a reimagination of my most favorite boots, which is the Brancusi boots back in 2008. The reimagination is more stronger, more wild, more high octane, and I don't know if I can handle the craziness. I've been collecting this Brancusi for years, and I am happy to say that I have at least 3 versions. This is probably not not my style, but it's Rick Owens. So this one is the Brancusi sandals from 2012. The highlight of the shoe is the disc-like Brancusi rhino details, which is so deadly and architectural. Look at that. And this is a size 41. Actually fit me well, considering the narrowness of the silhouette. And look at the heel height. Judging from the steepness, this is just like, you're literally on top of your toes. I don't know about you, but I choose my shoes depending on the hours that I'll be out. And this is extremely high. But how can you resist the shoes? This is just a work of art. And the disc-like upper is juxtaposed with a really impossibly thin strap that barely even held my toes together. This is just, wow. Super extremely steep, high, unstable, dangerous. And this may not be boots, but I'm including this in this video because it has the same element as the Brancusi boots that I own. Now let's go to details. You know, what makes a pair of boots special? One of the most overused details in the past 10 years are probably chains. I mentioned earlier regarding the borrowing of concept from past designs. One boot that grabbed my attention is the cowboy chain boots from Knowles. It's a brand by Charlotte Knowles. I think the fastening is reminiscent to Rick Owens. It also makes sense because Knowles as a brand is known for its high octane girl energy. Rick Owens used chains before in a more campy and glam way. It has been a dream come true for me to get these boots from the Spring Summer 2013 collection. Not just one, but I've got another one, which is the wedge version. I think this was shown on the runway. I got this from eBay Australia for a bargain. And what made me buy this is the iconic chains. They look the same, but they're not. This is a more killer version. This is a more resort, vacation, spring, summer. Such a nice colorway. And I don't know if this is my style, because my style is always about biker, androgynous, and this territory here, this is more feminine. But yeah, we'll see. I got the size 38. For the heeled one, I got the size 39.5. Yeah, such a beautiful shoe. You get this cutout pattern, an exposed wedge here, joined by this panel, so it's very, very architectural and brutalist. And when you wear it, it just makes this clinky noise, which is kind of sexy. You know, chains is such a great decorative addition to a very simplistic shoe. I'm wearing the full collection of Spring Summer 2013 Island collection, and as you can see, it looks so curated. Yeah, so that's the silhouette of the boots. You've got the zipper, you've got this probably 3 inches heel or 4 inches heel. Very, very sharp and deadly. I wouldn't recommend wearing this if you're wearing like your thin, long skirts, because this will just murder your skirt. The change of heels are literally palpable. Like, it is higher, it is less stable, but it's more powerful and just vicious. And I love it. It's more attractive. The profile is actually more sexier thanks to the spiky heel. Spiky heel and a chain, I think you have the 2 best ingredients in creating a strong persona. I don't know, there's something sexy about peep toe boots. Like, this toe teasing shoe is just very, very sexy. Now in 2024, Rick Owens is again bringing back the hyper sexy, hyper feminine silhouettes. But I'm happy to have this. This is one of a kind, very rare. And you can literally see the strong narrative of the shoes. Whether it's a big luxury brands or emerging label, designers have used gravity-defying heels to further amplify the element of desirability and shock value. Melita's double-heeled boots offered a blatantly funny narrative, as if the shoes carried this genetic disorder that resulted in an overgrowth of heel, an extra heel. I love it because it wasn't overly done, and also because, you know, 2 is better than 1. Heels have always been a fun element to add, and they're meant to be fun. You know, shying away from the quirky, cutesy aesthetic, the Belgian fashion house Dries Van Noten created a more semi-sophisticated, semi-elevated banana heel version this year. It juxtaposed the orthodox with the unorthodox. Seeing this banana boots, I was reminded by another Belgian house, which is Andy Mulemister. In its truest Andy Mulemister essence and spirit, it has the usual equestrian silhouette. The heels are just so amazing. It's like a skate boots. And it looks so dangerous and badass. What is the experience of wearing this? The important thing to note when wearing like experimental and conceptual boots is that one needs to have a very stable platform. So this one has platforms, and then anatomically the wedges are placed in a very ergonomic way. When buying conceptual shoes, make sure it is the height that you can tolerate and commit. Don't be an ambitious Naomi Campbell who walked the Vivienne Westwood show.
Tight.
Yes,
Yes. And your thighs caught together, and so you wiggled.
Belgian fashion possess this refinement and restraint when they design shoes. Like, yes, they will inject something peculiar, but also they would consider comfort and timelessness. I don't know how they do it, but they always respect the purity of fashion in whatever they do. Another new boots that I got is this Margiela Fall-Winter 2010 collection. Fall-Winter 2010 was a Margiela-less collection, although everyone loved the twisting and exaggeration of the classic canon of dressing that has always made Margiela extremely attractive. And one of them is the boots. And it's basically new. It hasn't been worn. I believe I got it from Yahoo Japan. It's a beautiful tubular basic equestrian boots with a very peculiar silhouette, which is almost like a trompe-l'oeil. It's a hidden platform technique. And of course, it's got the tapered skinny heel. And I love that the front is super classic and conventional. And then when you move sideways, you reveal this conceptual silhouette. I don't know what Margiela thought about this collection, but it's highly erotic, very sexual in a non-conformist way. You know, it completed the sexual tension that Margiela always brings forth to the table. Although it is a heel boot, there's a certain masculinity and a certain robustness in these boots. It almost looks like a hypertrophied, steroid-infused, and it makes my feet look smaller and daintier. Look how small it is. I'm normally a size 38, but this is torture at its finest. So I'm suffering right now, but I think I can handle it. It's a beautiful boot, and I've been dreaming about these boots when I was young. I always use fashion as a nostalgia now, especially that I'm older. I look like the villain from the Powerpuff Girls cartoon. And as you can see, platform-wise, look at that. It's so narrow. And since the sole is rounded, it's not flat, y'all. It's very wobbly. Like one wrong turn will leave you crippled. This is the most unforgiving and detrimentally designed shoes that I've worn. Maybe that's why heels are so desirable, because of the danger behind it. And I think now I understand the appeal, the sexual appeal that comes along wearing long boots. The restriction, the restraint, just a sense of discomfort. And you know, discomfort is very sexual, right? You know, heels are meant to support the entire shoe, let alone the whole body. So when heels create a visual tension and visual imbalance, it creates a shock value, it creates curiosity. Fast forward to 2024, people are still intrigued when they see shoes that defies the conventional philosophies of fashion. I have the Rick Owens cantilevered boots, which by the way has been re-released this year. I may not be good at sports, but I know how to balance myself in crazy heels. Anatomically challenging heels are my expertise. Now, I still want challenging heels, but in a smaller, harmless version. Now, this one is one of the most challenging shoes that Rick has done. This is the cantilevered boots. It's referenced from, architectural principles. I don't know about the Balenciaga one, but Balenciaga's version of the cantilevered sock boots are somewhat dangerous. I mean, I love them. And the last boots that I want to talk about, the brand called Scary Lab, they defy the category of what normal shoes is. They make their own rules, and I think it's still very niche. It's a hybrid of Iris Van Herpen and H.R. Geiger. That's the great thing about emerging fashion is the fashion that innovates. It tells us a fashion with a future direction. They recently did a collaboration with the popular Elliot Emil for Fall Winter 2022. People say that shoes are just shoes. You step on it. They're basically on the ground. No one can see it. It's hidden behind pants. It's hidden behind skirts. But you know what? Shoes are our podium, our everyday podium. We literally depend our lives on shoes. I guess shoes are very powerful. Comment down below which is your favorite boots this season. I hope you like this video. Thanks again for hanging out with me. And I'll see you again next year.